Well, hey guys, what's up? I'll tell you what's up. Some secrets that diet industry didn't want to tell us or didn't want us to know about carbs, and the fact that, well, quite frankly, I needed to lose 30 pounds, and I decided to try the intermittent fasting diet. Now, I've been doing this for 9 days, and so I thought I would at least share with you what I kind of learned about this, and the good points, the bad points, for anybody else who might be interested in it. So, let's talk about this. Okay, for me, this all started about 3 years ago. One day I woke up and I couldn't walk, and I had to take 2 weeks off from work. Okay, so I go to a knee doctor, and we do x-rays, and it turns out I have bone-on-bone arthritis. And he looks at me and he goes, well, you had this for a while. I said, really? I said, well, I never noticed. I said, other than, being a little stiff here and there, I never noticed. And he goes, oh. And so, he basically gives me a cortisone shot. But in the meantime, I started having other problems. First this wrist, then one ankle, then the other ankle, all starts to hurt out of the blue for no reason. And I'm losing weight. And I feel unwell. And at that point, I realized there is something else wrong with me other than just having osteoporosis in my knees that I didn't even know I had. And that's what sent me to the healthcare professional online to talk. And so her thing was, it sounds like a rheumatoid arthritis flare, and maybe that's what made your osteoporosis come to the surface as well. And she goes, but I think you should get it confirmed with a rheumatologist, which of course I proceeded not to do and just started Googling what I should do about it. And what came up was diet. So for the last 3 years, I have been eating pretty much 75% clean. And for the first year, once I started eating better, all the other symptoms all went away. And my knees felt good. I had a small limp, but my knees felt good. Didn't stop me from doing the things I wanted to do. Didn't stop me from, because see, I used to be a fast walker. I'm one of those people that go around you, because I got places to go and things to do. Didn't stop me from doing that. Didn't stop me from camping. But over the last couple of years, that weight has started to come back. So I went back to the doctor because now my knees were really starting to bother me, to get another x-ray, and the x-ray had not changed. It's the same way it was a couple of years ago. And I'm thinking, well, why do they feel so bad now? And this man honestly looked at me and he said, Sheila, have you put on some weight? And I went, oh my God, I hate you. But he was right. I put on 30 pounds. So, 4 months ago, after all of this, I realized I needed to lose some weight. If I could lose the weight, I could get my knees back to where they were before. Now, I looked at, the keto diet. I'm like, I don't want to do that. That just sounds like way too much work. And plus, I can't go without carbs. I work at Amazon. I need some energy. And then I looked at the Mediterranean diet, and I'm like, I don't even want to eat that shit. That don't even look good. So, and I thought about Aikens, and I thought, nah, I don't want to count nothing. See, you can tell by my personality this was going to be a problem, okay? So at that point, I settled on the meat-only diet. I can't even pronounce the word. I'm not even going to try. There it is. Which was fine, because I love meat. And there are plenty of times where I would cook a steak and not nothing else because I didn't feel like doing nothing else. But deep down in my psyche, I couldn't get past not eating vegetables. And I kept saying, Sheila, I know they say you don't have to. You can take supplements and this and that. But I feel like I should eat vegetables. So I started eating vegetables. And then I started eating fruit. And at that point, I'm not really doing the meat-only diet anymore. and I'm back where I started. I got 30 pounds I haven't been able to lose. And so I just, by happenstance, come across the intermittent fasting, and I went, great. One more thing I got to use discipline for. Because, see, I don't have good discipline. I can do structures, I can do routines, I can do habits, but I can't do discipline, because discipline means I have to give up something that I don't want to give up. And so I don't do well. I chose the times that would work for my lifestyle. I don't eat between 7 p.m. and 11 o'clock the next day. That actually worked for me, and I didn't have to use a lot of discipline, because the last meal I have of the day is usually a really satisfying meal. I always make sure I have quite a bit of protein in that meal. So the next 3 hours I can't eat. Before I go to bed, I'm not even hungry, so it doesn't bother me. And then, of course, I go to bed about 10, and I'm sleeping till 5. So, of course, no more. I don't have to use discipline, because I'm not even awake. And so then when I get up at 5, I just have to get ready for work and go to work. And once I get to work, I'm busy as hell. Who got time to worry about, oh my God, I can't eat? I mean, usually about 8:30 I get hungry, but it's more of an annoyance than I need a bag of chips. Usually I just either throw a little chicken broth at it or some water with apple cider vinegar, and within 5 minutes the hunger pains say, oh, okay, we're going to be like that? And I'm like, yeah, fine, we'll see you at 11. That works. And when I eat at 11, I make sure I eat something healthy to put everything, give myself all the things that I didn't have in those last 16 hours. And then I have another break at 3, and I give myself some more things that are healthy, because quite frankly, I don't have a large window of time when I can eat, only from 11 to 7. I don't even get home from work, okay, till 5. So no, what time I do have to eat, I have to use it making sure I eat healthy. I just don't have time to fuck around with stupid food. Now, for me, this works great. It's almost like second nature. From day one, I could not believe how well this worked for me. Now, it's the best thing I have ever come across. Now, we're going to talk about carbs. I had no idea whatsoever that if you cook a carb, refrigerate it for 12 hours, and eat it anytime after 12 hours, 40% of those carbs have gone away. And what's left becomes a resistant carb. So let's say you eat rice. Instead of you just eating rice the moment you cooked it, and then it spikes your blood sugars, and then you crash, now it's a resistant starch. Now it becomes a slow carb, and it releases the energy a little bit longer. How come nobody never told me this? How come I didn't know this? And don't get me started on bread. Do you know that if you freeze a loaf of bread, and then you can either put it in the refrigerator to let it thaw out, or do like I do, French bread, cut it before I freeze it, and then I put it in the refrigerator after it's frozen to thaw out. And then if I want a piece of it, I just stick it in the oven and let it crisp up again. When you do that to bread, again, you lose 40% of the carbs, and it's no longer something that will spike you. Now the energy just stays with you and ekes itself out instead of that immediate energy burst. I don't understand why nobody told me. I'm taking it personally, because I'm not going to tell you how many times I've had bread and felt guilty about it. So no, the 9 days I've been doing this, yeah, maybe every other day I will have a sandwich. with wheat bread that I have frozen and toasted. Every once in a while, I will have French bread. If I have black bean soup, I'm going to have French bread. I like to dip. You know, if I have shrimp scampi, because yeah, I like noodles too, but you know, them noodles got cooked and refrigerated for 12 hours before I ate them. And I'm going to have a piece of French bread to dip in the sauce. With all of that, in 9 days, I lost 6 pounds. Damn. So, what is my conclusion? This works for me. Now, I don't think this works for everybody. For someone to do this type of system, I think you really need to have a rather active lifestyle. Because the busier and more active you are, the more you don't think about the fact that you can't eat until a certain time. Also, the busier and active you are, 12 hours of the 16-hour fast is burning the nutrients you have put in prior. The last 4 hours or so is when you actually have the best opportunity of burning stored fat, and that's where the real weight loss comes. Now, the last 4 hours of my 16-hour fast, I'm actually at work. So I think that what I lost may be a little more than some people may have in this situation, only because I am at my peak at physicality, as well as the best time for me to burn stored fat. The next thing is, you really need to think about what you put into your body during the 8 hours or whatever, however you decide to do it, time that you can eat, because that's the food that has sustained you until you can eat again. So what are you going to put your trust in? A pizza? Or maybe chicken and green beans and a little bit of rice that's been refrigerated, okay, and heated up again? You really need to think about what you put in your body, because that is the thing that's going to float you for 16 hours. And if you look at it from that point of view, I know for me, that's how I look at it. It makes me less likely to waste my time with food that's not going to support my ass. Because the last thing I need to do is get to work and fall out. Okay? Oh my God, that would be so embarrassing. Okay? It would be so damn embarrassing. So, yeah, think about what you do eat when you can. It's really going to be important in the long run. Now, does that mean I'm not going to have a steak and cheese sub from Jerry's? Well, no, because Jerry's is across town. So I got one from Anthony's Pizza, and I had it Tuesday, and I still lost 7 pounds. Okay? Didn't have to go to work the next day. Okay? So it was a little treat. Remember, this is how I do it. I don't know how other people say they should do it or do it, but this is how I do it. That steak and cheese was definitely a treat, because I haven't had any kind of chips or sweets or anything in the last 9 days, and I haven't missed them. So I just thought I would share it with you how I was handling this. And you might ask, well, how your knees feel. Well, wasn't too long ago. If I left my phone in the house on the way to work, that phone stayed in the house, because I wasn't going back up and down those steps again. And plus, it was going to take me too long, because I don't move as fast as I used to. I left my cup of coffee in the house. Now, I could get coffee at work, but I wanted my coffee because I got special stuff in my coffee, okay? And I went back up and got it. And when I got back to the truck, I sat down and went, "Girl, did you just walk back upstairs for some coffee? Oh, you come a long ways." So yeah, even losing a few pounds actually made a difference in my knees. I can see it at work. My coworkers can see it at work. But the last couple of days at work, while I may not have wanted to make a trip to go get something special because it was going to take too long, I made the trip, and it didn't take me as long as it used to. So yes, there has actually been a difference in my knees, even with just a few pounds lost. I can only imagine what they're going to feel like again when I lose the whole 30 pounds. So for me, this has been good. Maybe it's something that'll work for you. Don't know. But I just wanted to share it with you. So, until next time, take care, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.